All right, so we're diving deep today, really deep
Oh,
into
wow.
some kind of heavy stuff, right?
Mhm.
Karmic lessons, all that.
Mhm.
I've got to say, going through your notes and the research you've done, it's pretty fascinating.
Well, thanks.
Really. Even got into some pretty, well, advanced concepts, right? Like prarabdha karma. That's intense.
It is some deep stuff, for
Yeah.
sure.
You mentioned, feeling overlooked in your career. Like, could that even be tied to a karmic lesson, do you think?
Oh, definitely possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's important to remember, we've talked about this before, but karmic lessons,
Right.
they're not like,
Punishments.
punishments. Exactly. More like I think of it as a cosmic curriculum or something,
Okay.
designed to help us grow, evolve.
Cosmic curriculum. I like that. So, okay, if these lessons are meant to like help us grow, how does that whole cause and effect thing play into it?
Okay, well, so every action, right?
Mm.
Whether it's a thought, a word, or something you actually do, creates these ripple effects,
Ah,
right?
okay.
Karmic lessons are about understanding like the impact of those ripples
Okay.
and, working towards creating more positive ones.
Yeah.
Actually, what you highlighted a great example in your research from those Buddhist teachings,
Oh yeah, yeah.
the whole seed analogy.
Right, like planting a bad seed doesn't give you like good fruit, right?
Yeah.
But hold on, it goes beyond just actions, right?
Yeah.
Like my notes also talk about like the energy we put out into the world.
Exactly. And your research really gets into that.
Right.
That our thoughts, even our intentions, they contribute to our like karmic balance sheet,
Hmm.
So if we're constantly dwelling on negativity,
Yeah.
it can create this cycle,
Of bad stuff.
of negative experiences.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, okay, if we're like putting out negative energy, are we are we then more likely to attract those tougher karmic
Yeah.
lessons?
Well,
Like, are we almost like drawing them to us?
it's not so much about attracting them, I think, as creating the conditions for them to kind of arise.
Right.
You know what I mean? And remember, it's about growth ultimately.
Okay.
They're meant to help us recognize
Yeah.
and hopefully shift those negative patterns.
Okay, so this is where the recurring patterns thing comes in,
Right.
right? You mentioned it earlier, the idea that unresolved karmic lessons, they can kind of keep popping up in
Yes.
different parts of our lives.
Exactly. And your research actually highlights a few, specific examples.
Right.
Relationship patterns, for one.
Hmm.
Like let's say someone's always consistently finding themselves in relationships where they feel unheard or undervalued.
See, that's interesting because that ties directly into what I was saying about my career.
Right.
Feeling overlooked at work, like, could that all be stemming from the same, like, karmic root?
I mean, it's definitely worth exploring.
Yeah.
I mean, your notes talk about this idea of samskaras.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. These, like, deep-rooted impressions, right?
Uh-huh.
From past experiences, that can influence our present, reality.
Mhm, yeah.
It's almost like
Uh,
carrying unseen baggage from one lifetime to the next.
Now that is fascinating.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's say we've identified a pattern, right? What are some practical steps we can take to actually work through it? I mean, besides, therapy and all that.
Well, therapy is a great tool, absolutely.
Yeah.
But your research actually highlights some other really interesting approaches, too.
Okay.
One method focuses on this idea of shadow work.
Okay.
It encourages us to confront and integrate those hidden aspects of ourselves.
I remember reading about that. That's like about acknowledging those parts of ourselves we tend to like repress or deny.
Exactly.
Mm.
And by bringing them, into the light of our awareness,
Yeah.
we can start to heal those old wounds and break free from those repetitive patterns.
Mhm.
So this all ties back into the spiritual growth piece, right? That by working through these lessons, we're not just like, improving our lives, we're actually evolving on a much deeper level.
Absolutely. And your notes highlight this connection beautifully.
Right.
Karmic lessons aren't just about, fixing problems. They're about aligning with our higher purpose
Mhm.
and living a more authentic life,
This has been incredibly insightful.
Oh, good.
So to kind of wrap things up, I mean, karmic lessons, they're not about punishment. It's about growth. It's about transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And by embracing those challenges,
Yeah.
we can unlock our true potential, right?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And as you continue to delve deeper into this, I encourage you to to ask yourself, what recurring patterns have you noticed in your own life, and
Hmm.
what lessons might they be trying to teach you?
Lots to think about.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You're welcome.